I don't want your chicken.
Well, she had sauce on it, huh?
Are y'all systems engineers?
Yes, sir.
Yeah?
Solve it. Now.
What a wicked problem. In recent years, there have been a massive number of refugees fleeing from the Middle East and Northern Africa and to Europe. Consequently, nations in the European Union have experienced a significant increase in terrorist activity and radicalization.
So it's our job as systems engineers to collaborate with UCOM and other stakeholders to find good solutions. So each of us are systems engineers, and we each came up with a couple of different solutions that we want to present to you as stakeholders.
Got it.
Listen to me. When you met with the stakeholders earlier today, what values did you bring home?
They want integration for the refugees into their hosting communities
Why?
because this will make them functioning members of society.
What else, Mark?
They want to maximize security
Why?
because if they feel safe, they will want to be a part of their society.
What else, Mark?
They want to develop occupational skills for the refugees.
Wow, thank you.
Right, so what you were saying?
So, integration is vital for refugees becoming functioning members of society.
Of course.
Integration is going to be achieved through cultural understanding and breaking down language barriers. For that, I propose an online course. It can be accessible through any smartphone or any device with internet capabilities, and we can offer 100 hours of language and culture courses online, which will help them to understand the culture and language of their asylum nation.
Perfect.
To achieve integration and helping the refugees adjust to their asylum nation, I propose an online course which will focus on language and culture through interactive lessons and online lectures. The course will consist of 100 hours of material and lessons. An online course in today's age of technology with ever-increasing availability makes this an extremely viable option. To achieve this candidate solution, we will need a team of approximately 27 individuals to create and maintain the online course. Included in that team are language and culture learning consultants, as well as a team responsible for issuing access codes to refugees who enroll in the course. The cost of this candidate solution is estimated by cost per position per hour of content of the course.
So, in regards to maximizing security, what solution did you come up with?
Well, when I looked over kind of my notes from the stakeholder meeting, I realized that I really want to focus on maximizing security. In my opinion, combined with the values and combined with the research that I did on my own, I really feel like the number one way to mitigate radicalism is if somebody feels safe and if somebody feels in their environment that they can thrive. So some ways to do this are providing social services, just making sure that the kids have a safe way to get to school, that the parents can, along with security, that's developing your financials, that's getting your credit, that's.
Of course.
So I really want to focus on not integrating per se, but making them feel like they have a solid foundation so that they can rely on this map. That way, in my opinion, a lot of refugees are radicalized because they're missing that kinship, because they don't feel like they have that brotherhood. So.
Love that.
Oh,
was thinking about our conversation earlier.
Yeah,
Can you specify what you mean by security and give me like specific solutions that you're talking about?
sure. So, looking at the stakeholder values and looking at the research, security, in my definition, is the refugees feeling like they have a safe place to go home to, knowing that their children can get to school safely, knowing that they can put food on their plate, knowing that legally wise, like they are, taken care of financially. So my specific solutions would be $250 a month just for transportation, again for safety reasons.
Okay.
It would be providing healthcare for free for the first 3 years, and then finally providing Social Security services for the first 3 years.
Awesome.
All of my alternatives, I came up with 27 different alternatives, and I had to narrow this down. So my best option, and the option that will present the most efficiency, is a combination of providing social services, transportation, and healthcare. Now, when you look at the table, this is where I got the average cost, and I had to tweak the numbers a little bit just to kind of make it work for this individual project. So for social services, I'm estimating it's about $818 per month per refugee, and it's 36 months. I'm looking at providing free social services for 3 years, so that equates to about $29,448. Transportation, I want to give a family $250 per month for 36 months, and this equates to $9,000. Healthcare, again, looking at this table, it's about $818 as well, and I'm going to give them 3 years of it, and that's $29,440 per person. So in total, this option will only cost $67,896 per refugee for 3 years.
Megan, what's going
Fancy
on?
seeing you here again.
Right?
There
So
of all
anyway.
places.
What I was thinking, my candidate solutions, is to, in order to minimize refugee unemployment, I thought of 3 solutions.
Amy.
First solution is to provide scholarships to the refugees to go to trade schools.
Okay.
The other candidate solution I considered was to build facilities and teach them classes on how to learn these industrial positions.
Okay.
The third is to work with large corporations to get them to shadow the industrial workers so they can learn on the job. As refugee unemployment, I provided 3 possible candidate solutions. The first solution is to provide classes to refugees to learn new industrial jobs. The fixed cost for this would be facilities, which would be about $25 million, and equipment, which would be $5 million. Variable cost for this would be the teacher salaries, which I estimate to be about $3 million, and so the 5-year cost would be about $15 million. All in all, this will cost about $45 million. The second candidate solution I came up with was to get contracts with big corporations to allow refugees to shadow industrial workers. For this, there's only variable costs, and that variable cost is the contracts. I estimate the contracts will be about $1 million per company per year, about 20 companies. So that's $20 million per year at about $100 million for 5 years. The third candidate solution is to provide scholarships for trade schools. Again, this is just variable costs. And for each scholarship, I assume that we'd be paying about $50 million each year at a 5-year cost of $250 million. So, in conclusion, with the stakeholder and cost analysis, our 3 candidate solutions that we present are to integrate, increase security, and develop occupational skills.
Whatever happened to predictability? The milkman, the paperboy, evening TV.